Sling that jank. Thank you for checking out my video. If you enjoyed the content, it would be very helpful for you to give me a like and most importantly hit that subscribe button so in the future together we can sling some jank. Thanks in advance.
Hey guys, Trent here coming at you with just a discussion video. My most recent video I did mono black zombies in M19 standard, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about that because since then we've had first off this 5-0 league finish by tinfoil_rude. Congratulations to them on their 5-0 finish in a competitive league. Also we had Seth Manfield come out with a competitive list and ran it in, I believe, a league. I think he went like 4-1. So this version and Seth Manfield's version are a little bit similar in the fact that they run more lands. They run Liliana and they run some more removal than I was running, and they don't run the Plague Belchers. I wanted to talk about that and just a few theories and concepts and get your opinion on why certain things are. Anyways, in the 5-0 list, I noticed, first off, they're running Scrap Heap Scrounger over Mimic. They do have one Mimic. This, I believe, is because of Goblin Chainwhirler. Seth Manfield ran the playset of Mimics and no Scrap Heaps and said, we don't care about Chainwhirler, I guess. I have to go back and watch all the matches that he played, but I watched like three of them so far. The only one I believe he lost to was the Mirror. The Mirror was running Scrap Heap Scroungers as well. For this mana base, I liked it and it inspired me to change my mana base, so I ran a competitive standard league with a different build than what I ran in the videos. What I did was I upped my land count not to 25 but to 24, and I went ahead and copied this exactly except for one less swamp. So I had 24 lands. I took out the Memorial to Follies and one If Near Dead lands and added one Scavenger Ground. As far as Memorial to Folly goes, it felt like we're never going to have an opportunity to activate it. To be honest, If Near Dead lands is the same way, and that's why I do agree with cutting it down to 3, because why have the chance of pinging yourself for 1 damage on a land that you're 95% of the time never going to use its ability. But if anything, it's good to still have them for the Scavenger Grounds as well. So I like this land configuration of non-basic lands. 25 lands, I don't know if that's where I want to be at. I like the 24. So in my deck list for the competitive league, I did try the single mainboard Liliana and I put one in the sideboard, and I found it to be pretty good, a little bit better than I thought. I did miss with it one time on the plus ability, where I didn't flip any zombies. So other than that, I got my drain and gains, and actually that's the only ability I ever used, to be honest with you. I only ever used the +1 ability. There was not a situation where I wanted to -3, and in the situations for the -2, I didn't have quite enough zombies on the battlefield. I noticed that based on what they had on the battlefield, like maybe a 4/4, because I played against a lot of Goblin Chainwhirlers, Nicol Boluses. I played against some Glorybringers. Yeah, I played against like some kind of Grixis. Well, first off, I played against Grixis God Pharaoh's Gift deck, and that was one of my losses. I lost game 3. It was a matter of 1 life point. I had my opponent at 11 life. I could hit for 11 damage if I killed one of their blockers, but I did not realize I cast Never to Return on one of their blockers, and I did not realize I forgot about the Gate to the Afterlife gives them 1 life for when their creature dies. So they had a Scarab God on the battlefield and some other blockers, so it was a matter of 1 life point to win my first match. But so that's what put me at 3-2. I had one other loss. I do not remember which one that was. 2, but I beat a blue-white control deck. I beat like a Grixis kind of like mid-range aggro deck with like stuff like Nicol Bolas and Glorybringers. I believe that was the Goblin Chainwhirler deck. There was one deck I played against where they ended up playing their whole playset of Goblin Chainwhirlers on me. One of my wins I snuck in, I played all 4 Liliana's Mastery, and my opponent got kind of salty about that. They were already getting salty because I had played like 2 or 3 Liliana's Mastery, and they were like, for real, you know, starting to comment. And then finally when I played the 4th Liliana's Mastery, I typed in that I had achieved total mastery, and then they responded that I've achieved total luckiness. So that was fun. So anyways, competitive league, I went 3-2, and the changes from my list, kind of similar, kind of close to this. 24 lands, cut out all the Plague Belchers, added the 1 Liliana. I believe I added, and I think 2 Vraska's Contempt main board. So all these creatures were the same for me. I have 4 Death Barons, 4 Lord of the Accursed, 4 Mimics, 4 Graveyard Marshals, the Dread Wanderers, and Dialgraph Ghouls. I just tried cutting out the Belchers. I knew it was probably the weaker creature card in the deck, but I have to be honest, after playing that competitive league, there was a lot of situations where I felt like I wish I would have had it. Especially when you're facing down like a bunch of Goblin Chainwhirlers and stuff. It's like you could close out the game, but they have too many good blockers. And, you know, maybe, first off, Death Baron, that's where there is a weakness, is something like Goblin Chainwhirler. You know, first strike doesn't care about Death Touch. So, Lord of the Accursed, you can get in for some damage, but you do have to tap it down. You do have to wait. It has to survive a turn, and you have to pay 2 mana. So, that's just one thing I notice. You can get into some ground stall situations. That's where I think a Plague Belcher might be a good strategy. Overall, Liliana, I think I was pretty impressed with it. I think I'm going to run another competitive league, and I want to try 2 mainboard Lilianas. And I think I want to try 2 Plague Belchers. So that's my plan. Upcoming list, I want to run 24 lands. I want to try 2 Lilianas and bring in 2 Plague Belchers again and see how that goes. So I'm noticing a lot of, pretty much all the lists, if there is a Lord they're going to cut, they cut Death Baron. I don't know if that's because of Goblin Chainwhirler again as well, but tell me you guys' theory on that. Why is it that Death Baron is the Lord that it can be trimmed? Because I feel it's not that way. To me, it seems like it's clearly the most powerful Lord, simply for the fact that as soon as you drop it, your guys have Death Touch instantly, whereas with Lord of the Accursed, you have to wait a whole turn cycle, and then you have to pay 2 mana, and then you have to tap it. Is it because of the 3 toughness? I'm not sure. So yeah, overall in my competitive league experience, Chainwhirler is something we got to look out for. I mean, that's kind of a given anyways, but I could definitely see kind of making sure you have plenty of spot removal for Goblin Chainwhirler, and yeah, we just need those good removal spells. There is a lot of Nicol Bolas, the new Nicol Bolas out there too, so Cast Down doesn't hit that of note. It's important to have a really good mixture of removal, I guess. And in my opinion, so far, if you're playing these grindy mid-range matches where they have a lot of removal too, so your Liliana minus is not going to be super reliable removal, unfortunately. So that's an update. I'll let you guys know how the other competitive league goes. I might even try to make a video out of that. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know about any interesting tech. Continue to send me your comments on your zombie tech and how you're going with your matches, leagues, whatever the case may be. And together, let's sling some jank.